Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Doc.
One Doc.
It's your girl, BD.
It's Foren's the fiance.
And can I just say that, Forenz, you look very lovely today.
Oh, thank you, my love.
You do, especially with your hair pulled back. I think it really suits you.
Finally.
Wow.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I could not even believe that I posted like on Insta with my hair pulled back. It's so, I don't want to say off-brand, but it's...
did you post? Like a post or like a story?
Oh, no. A story. Even that for me, that's very...
Let me go back on and like it.
No. That's very like... I don't know if off-brand is the right word, but it's not the typical brand, I'd say. But I'm happy I discovered... Adjacent. Yeah, I'm happy I discovered this hairstyle that suits me because it just gives me more options for the summer. And like,
listen,
this is the
middle
perfect
part
hair
back is for everybody. Like,
it's the perfect hair. Like, I didn't feel any heat. I was just... Like, the breeze was slapping me. I could accept it from all, like, angles. Like, it was very perfect.
It's sweet.
It's very
So next
sweet.
time I say when I cut my hair, you will understand. Cool.
No. Pull it back.
So I can't. It's not long enough.
Yeah, so wait so you can pull it back.
You're talking from a place of privilege.
Long hair privilege.
Honestly, gosh. So today I'm drinking, and I'm drinking because one of us has already drank and been dranked, and so I need to catch up, right? So I'm having my typical apple juice and amaretto combo.
That makes me feel sick. Like, I literally cannot.
It's really nice.
No, it's so not the drink. It's just the thought of drinking anything else. I literally will feel my stomach
on top of what you've had.
churning.
Okay, so what did you... Okay, do you know what we're going to do? I'll put this at the end so we can get to the documentary, right? But, for instance, what did you drink at your brunch that you went to today? Okay, right. So this week we are talking about a YouTube documentary. I say YouTube documentary. Let me put some respect on it. It's a BBC Africa Eye documentary, which can be found on YouTube. And it's the same people who made the Sex for Grades documentary. Yeah. And if you don't know what documentary that is, we actually covered it on this podcast. It's like further down. Oh my gosh! Also, this is the 50th documentary that we've done.
Woo! Well, halfway to 100.
50 Cent, halfway to 100. It's crazy because like that means we've actually done 50. We've watched 50 documentaries in the past year and a bit. Like, when you think about all the documentaries that we've watched that we haven't covered in life, like, we must have watched hundreds of documentaries by now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, congrats to us.
I'm just thinking about it. Like, we literally, I'm trying to guess like how many documentaries.
How many we would have watched? I don't know.
I'd say maybe 300.
Not one.
Am I being ambitious?
Not two. But thousands. That's like the drinks you had today, fam.
Oh my god! Listen, my head is spinning right now.
Yeah. Shame we gotta work. So, this documentary is from 2019. It opens up in eastern Uganda, near the border with Kenya. Right. Shout out to the people who know geography and that. And we meet these two sisters. Esther, who's 21, who wants to leave Uganda, because they're basically in like a village in Uganda. So she wants to leave Uganda. Oh, did I even say the name of the documentary? Wow. So this documentary is called The Hidden Lives of Housegirls. Yeah. And if you are from any kind of ethnic minority, I'm pretty sure you kind of know what a house girl is, like a house help.
I think it's just, isn't it just the African region? Do they have the same things in Asia?
I don't know. To be honest, that's a very good point. I don't know. Let us know, guys, if you know. I know that definitely within African countries, house helps, house girls, Veronicas. Did your mom call them Veronicas? Maybe it's just my family. They call them...
Where does this Veronica come from?
I thought this was like a Nigerian thing. Like, my mom just goes, oh yeah, Veronica. I don't know, maybe they had one household called Veronica one time.
They probably didn't. Now everyone's a Veronica.
But I can't see anyone called Veronica and not think that they're a household.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that
Veronica
name for like a house girl.
Okay, so that's Jeffo, my mum and her sister's thing. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so Esther is from Uganda. She's in a little village there, and she wants to leave. She wants to go to Nairobi to find work as a house girl, because it's like, a big city in Kenya. Like, there's more job opportunities.
Does Uganda not have a big city where they can be house girls too? That's why I was also wondering.
I mean, I guess not. Maybe it's just, maybe it's like being in Manchester, but then you want to come to London because that's the biggest.
No, but because
that's different. It's different country. Yeah. Maybe it's like being in Ireland.
Maybe.
And then come. I don't know. Is England even bigger than Ireland? Look. Oh, England is bigger than Ireland. Do you know what, guys? Let me not embarrass myself any further. Either
Are you
way,
not
she chose to go to a
embarrassed?
different. I'm not embarrassed. She chose to go to a different country. Yeah,
Mm.
to a bigger
Work, work,
city.
work, work, work.
Let me happy. Wait. This is like, I feel like this summer, yeah, the heat is giving us 2016 One Dance controller
Vibes.
vibes.
Yeah, but like it's not the same energy or like the same
Yeah,
freedom
because
and
we
whatever.
have more responsibility now, which is really sad. But hey ho, such is life. Um, where are we? Nairobi. Yeah, that's it. So, she's not speaking English, so I can't really play the
Oh gosh,
clip. But she's
that was the
basically,
annoying thing about. I mean, not annoying, but
yeah.
it was the downfall of the.
Yeah, it was annoying because we couldn't play it. As in, for people
Exactly.
who are trying to like share clips on a documentary on a podcast, it was annoying.
Yeah.
But obviously, when you watch the documentary, there's subtitles, so you can. Wow, the way you're deep throating that water bottle. What is going on?
I miss my man. Everything reminds me of him.
um. So yeah, she's basically saying that there's not enough money to buy food, there's not enough money to buy clothes because the jobs there pay so little.
Yeah.
She says that she gets the equivalent of $8 a month, which is wild, right?
That is
Because
so
$8 a
crazy.
month
I mean, obviously, when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, that's crazy. But then, it's not
is
even. But then, because
relative.
even if you factor in the cost of living, they're still living way below the poverty line.
Yeah, of course. Like
Even if you factor in like the country, it's extremely like they are way
yeah,
below
it's
the poverty.
ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And no one should have to live like that. And I was like, yes, sis, I'm with you. Leave, because I would leave too.
Mm.
So Esther's sister is called Juliet, and she's 24. And Juliet has already been to Nairobi to work as a house girl. And she actually earned enough money there to build a home back in their village. So it's kind of like, oh, she's kind of seen it. Do you know what I mean? In action, she's seen it work. And so it kind of makes sense as to why Esther wants to leave and then do the same thing. So Juliet made money, but obviously now she's back in the village. So it's kind of like, okay, well, if the money was so great, then something must have happened to make you come back, or maybe, it wasn't worth it. So she explains that where she was, the employer wouldn't really these yawns are contagious, fam. Wow, how can you just yawn and then it means I have empathy. Apparently, if you don't yawn when someone else yawns, it means that you lack empathy and you're more likely to be a serial killer. Have you heard that before?
Yeah, I've heard it before.
Okay, well, just remember that I'm not a serial killer. So her employer in Nairobi wouldn't give her food, and when she would ask for the wages, like the wages that she had earned, the employer would say things like, I'll kill you in this house, get out, leave. Which is like...
Yeah, that's interesting, because I think well, I don't know about like what you've been exposed to, but what I've been exposed to when it comes to house girls, I guess I've seen like younger ones who come in, and the whole thing is, okay, you're coming in to be a house girl and we will train you. So like they get sent to school and stuff like that. And then they live at home. So even this concept of not feeding them is wild, because they literally live in your home. So you're going to fucking feed them.
Yeah. It just sounds very stupid, because it's like, even if you don't care about her, like if you want your house cleaned, how is she going to have the energy to do that if you don't feed her? It's very counterproductive. Like, can you think of yourself? If not, you just have a body in your house for no reason.
Literally, for no reason, taking up space.
Yeah, it's weird. So in that situation, the employer chased her out in the middle of the night. So then she went back home, which is crazy. Esther's parents are supportive of her moving to Nairobi, so they raise money for her to get the bus there. And so now we meet... Oh, do you know what? There's a narrator of this whole thing, and she's a beautiful woman. I don't remember what her name was.
Oh yeah, she's stunning.
Yeah, she's a beautiful woman. I don't remember what her name was. I think I wrote it later on. No, I didn't. Okay. She's a beautiful woman. Great at her job. Enjoyed the documentary. So now we meet Euphrasia Juma, who lives in a different Ugandan village to Esther and Juliet, right? And so at first I was like, why are we just focusing on like these Ugandan women? But it kind of becomes a bit apparent later on.
Yeah.
Okay, so she lives on her own now because her granddaughter Scovia also left for Nairobi, and Scovia is 17 years old.
That's an interesting name.
It is indeed, but we're going to move on. I cannot imagine... I cannot imagine being 17. I was just I can't imagine being 17 and moving away from home, but like I literally was 18 and went to uni. But I mean, it's different because it wasn't like I was trying to survive. Like the government gave us money to study, and
and you were still under
had accommodation and things,
guardianship of your parents, I suppose, to a massive extent.
Exactly. So it's definitely not the same thing. So I mean, it's actually mad that Scovia had to do this. Our narrator explains to us that there is free travel between Uganda and Kenya for visits up to 3 months. So a lot of these girls would just go to work, no passport, no ID card, which I think is kind of, I mean, it's okay because I guess you can just travel across. It's not like, border control. But like, it's kind of dangerous because if something happens to you, then you're just a Jane Doe. Like, no one knows who you are, where you came from. Yeah, it's not like you're local and people would recognize you. So, I mean, I think it's a bit like,
There is free movement between Kenya and Uganda for visits of up to 3 months. But the girls coming from Uganda often don't even have a passport or identity card, and they don't obtain the visas that would allow them to work in Kenya legally.
So they slip in through the borders and then they're connected to employers and they have no idea how difficult life is going to be, which is really sad.
Yeah.
So now we're following Esther. So we're back with her. So this documentary, kind of like the one that we did about I Want My Sex Back. It kind of just
jumps. It jumps, yeah.
It jumps quite a bit through different people. So if it seems a bit haphazard and higgy-hagger, then that's why, because it just goes back and forth from different people. So now we're back with Esther, and she's living in like this hut. I don't know how to describe it. It's like made of iron. It's not iron, but it's like, it's not corrugated. It's like, those shipping containers. It looks like that kind of material, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it literally does. It looks like those containers Igbo men are always waiting for to fulfill all their promises.
Yeah, to go ship back. Yeah.
You probably haven't been exposed to that behaviour, but a lot of Igbo guys are always waiting for containers. And they're promising they're always not...
What, isn't to convert them?
What do you mean? No, like they wait for...
So I'm thinking
inside
of like
the containers there'll be stuff. So there'll be stuff that they're going to sell. Then they'll promise girls that, like, you're going to get my container and, like, I sell it, I'm going to buy you this and that and the third. That's, like, a typical, like, Igbo... Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for educating us.
You are good.
So, yes, that's what she lives in, basically. But it's smaller than...
It's just basically a shanty town that they live in.
Yeah. Yeah, and she lives in that small hut with 2 other people.
Yeah.
And so we meet her friend, Rachel... Rachel was friends with her older sister Juliet when she was in Nairobi, and she seems to have like a pretty sweet deal compared to like the other girls, because she works in a hotel, which is good because they get paid every day, as opposed to once a month, which is the ghetto, I can attest. And then they get fed all the time, so it's like food is guaranteed. Getting paid once a month.
Do you think it's the ghetto? I don't think so. I actually prefer that.
Sorry, Forenz is looking at me somehow. Once a month.
I prefer monthly payments to weekly. I feel like it's harder to budget.
Oh, sorry.
Because...
I've not been clear. When I say I don't want to get paid just once a month, I don't mean from the same job. I'm saying I would like multiple payments in my accounts on multiple days of the month.
Oh, yes. I thought you meant that like you don't like monthly payments. No, yeah, 100%. No. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have been clear.
Yeah.
So,
but how do you get paid daily? That's a bit mad.
From royalties. Listen, my dream in this life,
I mean, I'm talking about in the context of Rachel, not like in the context of
in real life. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. So working in a hotel is great because you get paid, you get fed, it's great. But then if you work in a home, you have to rely on having a good boss, which is like, wow, that's crazy. This is crazy. So now we learn that Esther has a plan, okay? And her plan is to make money and buy cheap clothes in Kenya that she can then sell in Uganda at a boutique that she wants to open up with her brother. I thought this was kind of cute because it's kind of like a means to an end. And I feel like when you're in these kind of situations, it's a lot easier to like continue and motivate yourself when you have like a goal in mind.
Yeah.
And that's what it seems like.
And you feel like there'll be a better tomorrow.
Exactly, as a result of the suffering that you're enduring that day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she seems to have, like, a good little head on her shoulders, and she just seems like she's just there to firm it, get on with it, and get her boutique. So now there's like, a little beef going on. Again, we jump. So we have this scene with, like, Kenyan house helps, like, hella of them. It's like a focus group, but there's, like, no focus. Mm-hmm. So there's, like, they're saying that, oh, these Ugandans are taking our jobs. Coming to take our jobs. Yeah.
Reminds you of anyone? Brexit means Brexit. England out. We don't want these foreigners coming in and taking our jobs.
Do you know that clip where the guy's like, these immigrants, they're coming and taking our jobs, they don't even want to work, and they don't even go to work, and they come and take our jobs. And then the guy's like, so if they're not going to work, then how are they taking your jobs? And he was like, well, they have to come and take our jobs, right? Yeah, that's what they want to do, these foreigners, these immigrants. Meanwhile, Benidorm is full of you, man.
I flipping hate, like, this country. edit that out before they revoke my citizenship.
No, it's okay with your chest. Say it with your chest. Oh, did I tell you about the beef I had with this patient the other day? He was just like, you know those men, and it's like, guys, I don't want to lead everything to race and gender, yeah, but sometimes when people look at you, yeah, that's what they see. Of course, it's what they see. Do you know what I mean? And so I am a young black female optometrist, yeah, saying, not an eye technician, saying to this patient, explaining to this patient, yeah, that, like, you know, he's having some issues, he needs to be referred to a specialist. And he is there saying, yeah, I want to be referred to this particular doctor who is not a specialist in what it is that he needs. And he was like, you're not listening to me. Oh, da, 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 da. And I was like, sir. And also, he kept complaining that, because it had rained that day that I saw him, he kept complaining that it had rained and he was wet and so he was cold. And I was like, okay, sir, so what is it that you want me to do about the fact that you don't have an umbrella, right? And so I even got like a little portable heater and I plugged it in by him in the waiting area so that he could, you know, gain some warmth in his wet clothes. And he kept, like, at least 5 different times, I'm not joking, and like the 4th or 5th time I was like, sir, I provided you with a heater. I'm not sure what more you'd like me to do in terms of your in terms of your condition. Like, I'm not sure what it is you want me to do. And then his wife came and they were all like, oh, you know, his wife seems really angry. I was like, all right, cool. Let's have a discussion with the wife. Women have sense. The wife literally looked at him and was like, she wants to send you somewhere to get some help. What's the problem? And I was like, well,
was
thank
he an
you,
old
Jesus,
man?
and all the angels. Yes. Older. I mean, old enough to know better. But it was just kind of like, sir, I'm trying to help me help you.
Yeah.
Help me help you. Like, what, like, I just, like, you know, and this is how I know that the Lord is working on me, because self-control, like, times 10.
It. So wait, you said
times
to him,
10.
So she said to him what then?
She just was like, what's wrong with you? She was like, I was explaining, because I had given up with him, so I was explaining, and all of this was before my lunch. And then I could see like all the patients from the afternoon, their files were coming through. So I was like, all right, cool. So there's going to be no lunch today. So I had explained to her everything I had explained to him. And she was like, yeah, so she wants to refer you onwards to get some specialist help. And he was like, oh, okay. And I was like, so is that all have I been clear? Because, you know, I don't like to, you do want to avoid confrontation, do you know what I mean? So I'm not trying to be like, do you understand? Because that can be quite combative. So I'm like, oh, have I explained that clearly enough? Or is there anything I can do to explain that for that kind of work stuff, yeah? And then he was like, okay, yeah, that's fine, I understand. And I was like, so are we good? Did everything...
Oh my gosh, men are so jarring.
Like, men are just...
Why men? I always say defund men, but when I say it, people don't want to do it, so here we are.
No, you have to. But even the ones without funds, they're still as mad as the ones with funds. So what is it? What is it?
God.
What is it?
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a massive detail.
I just
like,
watched the episode of Bob's Burgers where Tina, like, gets pissed off with... Do you watch Bob's Burgers?
No. I've only watched, like, the first few episodes.
Okay, so Tina gets pissed off with Jimmy Jr. You haven't watched this episode. Tina gets pissed off with Jimmy Jr. and she starts dating, like, a duck. Like, actually a duck, the bird. And...
Oh, a duck. I thought you said a dark, and I was like, a dark what?
No, a duck.
Like quack, quack.
Quack, quack. Yeah. And,
like, and pancakes.
Yeah, on the surface, this all seems, like, ridiculous. Like, but... In reality, no, it makes a lot of sense. I'm not advocating for bestiality, but men are jarring. Like, if it means we have to explore other options, like, then fine. What's on Mars? Let's have a look at that. Like, can we make babies with those? Like,
yeah, the aliens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I love my man and all, but he's still a man at the bottom of it all.
Fundamentally, yeah, exactly. There was this tweet, yeah, guys, sorry, we're going so off topic. I don't even know how we got here. But there was this tweet and this guy was like how he wanted to break up with his girlfriend, but he couldn't. So he bought makeup to leave in his car so that his girlfriend would find it, and then she broke up with him. Well, wait, what were you? Okay, we'll get onto your one in a second. Yeah, he basically bought makeup to leave in his car so the girlfriend would find it, and then she broke up with him. And then there were guys in the comments like, like, well done, like, that's the easy way out, like, you did the right thing. And then someone commented and was like, oh, you guys think that this is, like, the easy way out and it's an easy thing to do, but now that woman feels like she's been cheated on. You don't know what cheating can do to someone's confidence. And it's like, I was just like...
I hate them.
What's the meaning of that?
I'm so sorry.
Someone will be seeking closure from now till forever when really the man was just a coward. It's got nothing to do with you.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, back to the doc.
Yeah, I'm telling you, guys.
Back to regular programming.
Okay. Right, so there's beef, yeah, because you're stealing our jobs, or the Kenyan house helps are like, oh, you're taking our jobs, blah, blah, blah. Because essentially what's happening is the Ugandans go to Kenya and then they offer lower rates than the Kenyans. So then obviously the employers are like, all right, cheap labour, and then they choose them over the Kenyans. And they also said that the Ugandans, like, they will come with, like, loads of family members. And so when one of them gets a job, they would tell their employer, who would tell their friends. And so they all kind of get employed. So it's really reducing the opportunities for Kenyan house helps. Which I think is like a valid point. I mean, I get why you'd feel upset about that. But then it's like everyone's trying to eat, man. How so hard is this?
The game is the game.
The game is the game. Charge it to the game. So it's peak for everyone involved, and the narrator I can't speak, fam. Two sips and look at me. The narrator stresses this when she says
83% of all domestic workers in Kenya are paid below the required minimum wage. Long working hours, mistreatment, and abuse are a daily, private reality for many of them.
And it's like they're fighting for these jobs, but these jobs are actually terrible. Oh, she's removed her eyelash.
I'm tired.
I can tell your energy is... It's okay, though. It's right. It's okay. I'm holding it. I'm holding it
down. POP, hold it down.
Hold it down. I am legally blind. So yeah, it's peak because they're fighting for these jobs and like the jobs are shit. And that's not to say, oh, why are you fighting for these jobs? But it's more to say like, it shouldn't be this dire of a situation.
Yeah.
Like these people shouldn't have to be fighting for these kind of jobs. They shouldn't be living so below the poverty line, which is proper sad. So now we hear about the case of a Kenyan maid that actually made it into the news. Her name is Mercy Mwake, and we see this clip from March in 2018. And she explains how she escaped from her employer after being tortured. And we actually see the scars on her neck from where, like, she says they cut her and scratched her.
It's
and, like,
so
they would take... So sad, and they would take pictures of her and show it to the guards so that the guards would recognise her and stop her from leaving, like, the compound. You know, rich people in Africa, they all have compounds. Like, not one of these, like, small, detached, semi-detached houses. They have compounds, land.
Gated, yeah, land.
Gated, literally. So she files a lawsuit, and so we are actually at the trial. And they're supposed to have... this was just so Africa. Like, they're supposed to have negotiated before the trial. And when the judge asked the lawyer, like, okay, will you be able to negotiate then in a month? And he's like, oh, we pray it will be possible in a month. Imagine
like, what the hell?
Imagine you come to a court in these United Kingdoms, yeah? And you're like, oh, yes, Your Honour. We pray. By God's grace, it will be ready.
Like, what are you talking about, nigga?
What are you actually talking about? So now the employers are like denying everything, and we speak to the accused. So her name is Beatrice Mithoni, and they look like normal people, right? And so you just
they don't look like
abusers,
or even house girl having people. I guess go on.
Yeah, they do look like house girls. When people have enough, even people that don't have that much money have house girls.
That's what I was about to say. I realised that even like normal, just maybe lower middle class people have house girls. It's not a like opulence thing. So yeah.
Opulence. Oh, I wish you watched Drag Race. Anyway, to all my Drag Race listeners, opulence. Okay. You earn everything. Are you gonna watch it? No? Okay, right. So yeah, Beatrice. They look normal, and the husband is doing that thing that men do where they flip it and reverse it. And he's like, hey, well, we also feel aggrieved, yeah, because so many wrong things were said in the media. So it's like, yeah, you're mad, but me too, I'm mad. Yeah. Because you said things about me that may or may not be true.
And even if they are true, you shouldn't have said them. That's the essence of what he's saying.
That's the essence, literally. And the judge is this beautiful woman, and this obviously she's black because it's in Kenya. Yeah. But she's this beautiful black woman, and I'm just like, oh, sis, I love to see it.
I love it.
Yes, literally. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. So it's crazy in this situation that this case even made it to court, because usually, like, it wouldn't. I don't think I've ever heard of... I mean, to be honest, why would I have? It's not like I'm really keeping up to date with African news. But the only reason that Mercy Marquez's case made it to court is because of a charity that helped her, which is nice. We meet a talking head called Edith Murogo, who makes a really good point, and she says,
I see domestic workers as a unique group of workers. They're not just every other worker because of the conditions under which they work. They are confined. Many of them do not even have the permission to leave the employer's household. So they work in slavery-like conditions.
And I think this is a really good point, because it's like, technically you're not slaves. And I think, to be honest, I think this kind of stuff does happen here as well, because, you know, when you start a new job and stuff and you have to do training and they do the whole modern day slavery thing.
Yeah.
And it literally is like similar vibes. Like, you bring someone here to work in your house, they're not paid, they don't have any rights. Do you know what I mean? Maybe they're not getting fed, or they're not in good conditions and things. That's the same thing. Like, what's the difference? And that happens here.
Yeah. I mean, I guess here there are more regulations, and eventually you will get paid, whereas the slavery just is never ending.
Yeah, but they might not get paid though. That's the thing here with when people bring. It's like me bringing a house help from Nigeria to come and live
in those
with me.
cases, some of them are still. It happens here. Yeah, it does. It's just that with here, it's more difficult to bring someone in from like a different country to do that kind of work, because you have to have like the visa and all of this and that. But yeah, it definitely does happen here. People still do it.
They'll find you. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, Edith is basically saying that there should be policies in place to protect domestic workers, which I agree with.
Yeah, but like that is probably the last thing on lawmakers' minds when they themselves probably have house girls they're underpaying and getting pregnant.
Exactly. Whew, Chile, that part. Not pregnant. So we meet Scovia, if you remember Scovia, the granddaughter of the lady in that other Ugandan village. So she's at this shelter set up for domestic workers because she was arrested for not having an ID card, even though she was not old enough to have one.
Yeah, it's weird.
This reminds me of one time when I was like, how old was I? I was too young to have ID. And I don't remember where I was or what I was trying to do, but somewhere asked me for ID and I was like, I don't have ID. And they're like, well, you need ID. And I was like, okay, but I don't have, like, what do you want me to have? But were you
doing what you meant it to?
Yeah, it wasn't wrong. No, it wasn't like an illegal, it's not like I was trying to buy alcohol. Yeah. I think it was something like, I think it was something to do with like my Oyster card. It was my Oyster card. So yeah, okay, so it's like an Oyster card, and then I was trying to get on the bus, and I think I had lost my Oyster card or something, and it was free travel, so you get on the bus for free, and he was like, okay, well, you can't get on the bus because you don't have your Oyster card, and I was like, I am in my school uniform going to school, like I qualified for an Oyster
when they
card.
would do that.
Yeah, and he was like, okay, well, you don't, well, then I need to see ID. And I was like, I don't have ID. I'm a child. I'm trying to go to school.
So what did he, in the end, what was the resolution?
I don't remember. That was a very long time ago.
I used to hate when they do that.
I just remember how annoyed I was.
It's like, I'm in my fucking uniform. Like, would I be wearing this shit for bants?
Do you think this is a kink? That I'm just on the bus doing up schoolgirl uniform? Like, what
I'm not
do you
here
think
to turn you
at
on.
8 in the morning? Huh?
And I was like, I'm not here to turn you on.
Literally, it was just, I don't even remember the conclusion.
Yeah.
But I remember being so outraged. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, I don't have ID because I'm a child. But yeah, so that's basically what happened to Scovia. And so she gets arrested. Well, I didn't get arrested, but, she did. So, yeah. She wasn't able to pay the bribe. Of course, she was arrested because she couldn't pay the bribe. Typical. Africa. Okay. And so she gets sent back home to Uganda. But the shelter that kind of like, not rescued her, but like supported her, pays for her school fees so she can go back to school.
For one time, though, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's true. They were saying it, and then I was
like, give her a taste of it, and then what?
And then she can't get it back. Yeah, it's really sad because and I think this is the thing with charities. It's like it should be more focused on how do we sustain this nation or this person or whatever, rather than like charity, because then it's like, okay, but then where's the longevity in that? It's like the whole like, oh, give a man a fish and you'll feed him for a day, but teach a man to fish and you'll feed him forever. It's that kind of thing, because like you said, one term, cool, will she even do exams? Like, and if she does it matter if she passes, because she's not coming back anyway, But we see her reunite with her grandma, and it's really cute, and their story's really cute.
I actually cried.
Scovia, did you? Oh, Scovia's parents both died when she was a child.
Yeah.
And so she grew up with her grandma in their village, and they show us where her parents have been buried and stuff. And it's so sad, and her grandma is just there like, just old and cute, and she just wants the best for her.
She's just so happy, yeah. And she wishes she could do more and all of that, yeah.
Exactly, and it's like this is not WhatsApp generation. Like, it's not like they could just WhatsApp each other, "Hey, babes, I'm on the
Yeah,
bus," or "I got there
I'm
safely."
chilling. Yeah,
Yeah, so you're just hoping and praying that we're gonna be reunited someday, like
yeah.
after experiencing so much loss already. But yeah, it was really cute. It was a really cute moment. I think it's actually one of the highlights of this documentary, in my humble
I agree.
opinion. So we are back with Esther and Rachel, only to find out that they have been robbed, as in they took everything.
That was really sad.
It's really
I find
sad.
stuff like this, like robbery and stuff like that, it's so annoying to me and like
And
heartbreaking.
fraud.
Literally, and fraud, because like people work hard for their money, and
Yep.
just because like you see someone who may have more than you doesn't mean you're entitled to that. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Because you don't know what like, I can see a rich person. I mean, I still believe that we should eat the rich. Yeah, I feel like I can see a rich person and feel like, oh yeah, cool, you can rob that person, they can just buy another one. But like, that person probably has other expenses,
And
responsibilities,
commitments.
that the money's going to somewhere. Even if you have more money coming in, you probably then have more outgoings. Like, it's really the percentage of what you earn to what goes out, rather than like the amount. But yeah, it's really sad because we find out that Rachel had saved $140, which is a lot of money, especially
that's
like for them.
months of saving. Yeah,
$140 to take home, and so it's not even like she wanted to go and do up gaucho brunch. Like, Rachel literally was trying to take the money home and help people out, but it got taken, and she was really sad. She left. Like, they haven't heard from her to this day.
I literally wondered if she like committed suicide or something.
Yeah, or just I don't know, man. But it just literally, even at the end of the documentary, we don't hear what happens to Rachel. So Edith is back, and she says that if domestic work was professionalized, then the workers would have, see, I just yawned and Foren's yawned. So we know that she's not a serial killer either. You see that? See that? Roll your eyes as much as you want, but I know you're not going to kill me serially. So if domestic work was professionalized, then the workers would have better rights and would be less likely to be taken advantage of, which I agree. It's like similar to like sex work. Like, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So Mercy is still going through the court case, but we also find out that she's now in, I don't know if it's called culinary school. That sounds better. She's in culinary school now, which is nice. Esther has a new roommate. And this bit is actually like, it's a bit like, so basically, she has this new roommate, and the girl ran away from an abusive situation, right? And so now she's on medication for stomach ulcers. Which is fair enough, like, do you know what I mean? Get better and stuff. But now she relies on Esther for food and for shelter. So it's like Esther came here to just do her thing and make money and start her boutique. And now she's like acquired a dependent. Like, now she has this new roommate like relying on her. And it's like, I would be so mad, like, if this was me. I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, I yawned, so I'm empathetic and I'm not a serial killer. But I would also very much be like, no, are you okay? Is everything all right? Like
you have to hustle,
we're all on our own journey.
I'm not here to be your mummy.
Exactly. And Esther basically says this. She's kind of like, look, this is ruining my plans.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really the end.
That is the end.
It really is. It's being a house help is a risky job with little to no protection. And really, people are doing it because it's the only choice that they have. And so I say to all of you out there with house helps, please treat them like people, because they are people.
Treat them like humans.
Thank you for that lovely rendition.
Thanks. So what are we doing next? Because I am tired.
That's a good question. I'm trying to find it. I think it's a Louis Theroux one. Again, we love him. I gotta get through this. I gotta get through this. I gotta make
my contacts were like flipping so dry. I just took
your contacts.
Yeah.
Did you just take them out? You didn't even wash your hands. Have I taught you nothing?
But there was literally like my eyes were they were hurting so much I couldn't focus.
Do you not have dry eye drops that you can use with your contact lenses?
These are the trial ones. I'm picking up the real ones tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a Louis Theroux documentary. My WhatsApp's not loading. I think it's about mothers.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, okay. Well, either way, I'm going to play the trailer.
Yeah, you guys will hear the trailer.
Yeah, we'll play the trailer. Sorry, guys, I know this episode is not giving what it was supposed to have gave, but...
Guys, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm literally hungover in the same day that I drank. It's too much. Like...
Oh, did you sleep when you got back?
Oh, God. Yeah, I did. I had like a quick nap, but it wasn't enough. Like, I'm still... I need to...
And
then
you can't, you have
my
to
room is now hot because the fan isn't on, so I'm just like, energy level is at -10.
It's con Bob.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I shouldn't have encouraged you to sleep. I actually expected you to message me a lot later. When you messaged me at like 8, I was like, she's up?
Yeah, because I woke up and I was like, if I don't do this now, I just won't.
No, I would have allowed you, sis. I would have been like, all right, cool. Tomorrow's another day.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Today's a new day. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm going to play the trailer.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I will put the rest of Foren's brunch story so you guys can listen to that if you so wish.
Okay, where can the people find you? Just tell them where they can find me too.
Yeah, I'll do it all, sis. Don't worry. In fact, you can even look off. You'll find us on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and TikTok at 2girls1doc with an underscore for TikTok. Yeah. I'm on Instagram at BD on Eyewear and BDoneyewear.com. Forend is on Instagram at Twitter. Wow, I'm doing it like you. On Instagram and Twitter at Forend with 2 underscores. And you can also catch her on her other podcast, Character Replay. All right, guys. Trailer's coming. Ending is coming. And we will see you next week.
Bye. I need to wipe this makeup off. Bye.
That was his 4-month picture. It almost feels like Instagram has to portray a certain image. Mm-hmm. And I had to pretend everything's okay and that I can tell everyone I can cope. When the reality at home is such a massively different story.
For all its joys, new motherhood can be a time of extreme psychiatric difficulty.
Sometimes it just feels so horribly overwhelming.
I was spending time with women dealing with mental illness brought on by having babies.
Hi, Jess. Hello. I think what I'm expecting is a rush of love. I do want to feel something for him, and I do want that rush of love, and I want that overwhelming urge to protect him, so that I then can say that I will do anything for him, like most people would say they do anything for their kids.
When people say they don't feel anything for their baby, it is absolutely real, because these things are on a spectrum, aren't they?
And even some resentment.
Resentment, yeah, feeling nothing, almost hating the baby, wishing the baby were not there. It's because people hide what they're really feeling. It's meant to be a happy time, isn't it? The business of having a baby is supposed to be a really happy time. So because of that, people put on all sorts of masks to hide what's really going on.
I don't want to sound naive. I would never have known you were unwell.
No.
Are you just good at hiding it, or...?
Yeah, I'm very good at hiding it. I think that's what, like with postnatal depression, you could stand next to someone in the supermarket queue and you would never know that they might go home and just completely fall apart.
Florence, what did you drink at your brunch that you went to today?
So I had... So it was a bottomless brunch at Gaucho. So if you guys haven't been, I highly recommend.
I would also recommend. It's worth every single penny. And also, if you live in Manchester, Leeds, anywhere that's not London, it's a lot cheaper. But if you live in London, obviously you pay the...
How much is it there?
So the premium one I'm guessing you got the premium one, innit? Because you got the Porn Star Martinis, yeah. So the premium one up there is, I think, £55. Or £55.50 or something, and then the normal one is like £45. Whereas in London, the normal one is like 50 something, and then the other one is like 62 or something.
Yeah, 62. But then obviously you by the time they add service charge, it comes up to like £70 each.
Yeah, when I went, it was 70. When I just told my head that £100 is leaving my account today, and I was just like, let me just enjoy my life. But I didn't regret a thing.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
I have it booked in a couple of weeks, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be going again. It was flipping amazing. So I just did.
Okay, what cocktails did you have?
So I just did Porn Star, and then I had the Argentinian fizzy, like sparkling wine. So it's made to be like Prosecco adjacent. Yeah, it was just like Prosecco.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, so I had that, and then I had Porn Star, and to be honest, like the Porn Star was like, it was good, and it was like decent, like it was how it's meant to be.
Yeah.
But that wasn't what was getting me drunk. So I had 2 Porn Stars, and then I had one Argentinian, then I had another Argentinian, then I was like, oh, I feel this. And then I was like,
but then sometimes it's delayed, especially when you keep... And did they have the rule where they're like, you can't get another drink until you finish the one on your table?
Yes, so I was down in it.
Yeah, we were knocking them back. Yeah, so literally, whenever it was like they went to go and get the next plate, I had back the
drink. Literally, I was downing it. And you know, okay, so this is also just, I don't want you to comment. I was very late. And also you have that 90-minute thing. So I sat down with like, I think it was 45 minutes in my booking. And I was like,
Oh shit! 40 minutes of drinking gone.
I literally was like, I need to get an hour and a half's worth of drinking into this time, and I did it. By the time I left, I was like, okay, in my heart, I knew that even if I had been there for the full hour and a half, and we had a really good
that much.
waiter. He gave us extra time.
I was going to ask about that.
He basically,
nice. Okay. Did they bring things with haste?
He brought it with haste. Even there was one time where there was a massive gap between like two of the food orders we had. So he gave us extra drink and food, even though our time was up. So actually, to be fair, I actually was there for an hour and a half. But even by the time I left...
But the initial 50 minutes, you really banged all the drinks out.
Yeah, literally, the initial 50 minutes, I was like, I actually drank as much as I would have drank if I was here. So I felt content in that my money wasn't wasted. But I would definitely I'll definitely go again. And I would just obviously make sure I get there on time so as to...
You can pace yourself.
Yeah, and also to relax. Like, I kept looking over my shoulder to be like, is someone going to come and usher us out? Because it was actually packed.
Do you know, we went it was just when they had said you can go out, but with people in your household. So obviously I went with my 2 flatmates. And we all went. And yes, it was them times. It wasn't actually that packed. But the waiters were really on it. Like they would come they'd kind of be attentive. So when they could see the drinks were finishing, they would come and but it was amazing. And when you deep it, okay, cool, it's £62.50, yeah. But by the time you've had 4 porn star martinis, yeah, that would have already have been £40+
Yeah.
Depending on where you went.
In this London.
Definitely. £10 for a porn star martini is even cheap, right?
Yeah.
So that would have already been that. And then when you think about the food, what did you think of the food?
The food, my favourite thing was, so you know me, I like eggs royale. So I actually had eggs royale, the bacon roll, and then the hot dog things.
Did you have the steak and eggs?
No, I didn't try the steak and eggs because Abner got them, and when I saw it, I was just like, this is not...
You didn't really like it?
Not that I didn't like it, I was just like, it's not worth me, getting around. Again, that was also because I was rushed. I was like, think of what you really want to
Yeah, I was going to say, because, for me, I guess because when I went, it was calm vibes, innit? So literally was like, I'm going to try this. Oh, I'm going to try this. Oh, next round, I'm going to try this. And I just had bare of everything.
So did you what was your favourite thing then? Mine was the hot dog thing.
I liked the steak and eggs. Do you know, did they have the apple pancake when you were there?
Yes.
I had that. It was a bit weird, but I didn't mind it. It was kind of like dessert vibes.
Abner said it was a letdown. I had it, but I thought it was okay. It wasn't
I didn't expect much.
Yeah, it wasn't wow, but it was okay.
I wanted to try it, and I was like, yeah, okay, cool. I think I only got it once, and I kind of could tell the things that I liked by how many times I ordered the things. So I really enjoyed the steak and egg. The egg, was it Florentine? Or I don't know the difference. That thing I liked as well.
Was it the one with the salmon?
I don't remember. This was last
year. That was amazing. Yeah.
They had avocado toast as well.
I didn't get that.
Toast? Yeah, I like avocado now. I'm a reformed babe. But yeah, the food is just so.
I think it's one of the best brunches I've been to.
It is. It's the best. It's called the Gaucho Electro Brunch or something. It's worth every penny. I would go.
Yeah, I'm gonna book another one for when I'm back.
Yeah, guys. So this is technically now the end of the episode because I'm going to put it in at the end. But